This is our family, and this is our van life adventure. If you'd like to follow on with all of our adventures, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're crossing the border into our third country on this trip. We're in Portugal. We've just crossed into Portugal. Our clocks have just gone back, and we've just gone through gone back an hour, and we've just gone through our third time change in 1 week.
What was it started on?
I barely know what day it is anymore. Whatever day it is, it doesn't really matter. We have arrived in the beautiful spot of Benagil. We have woken up this morning in this absolutely beautiful spot in Portugal. We are about 20 minutes from the beach, so the plan today is a beach day. Now, in Benagil and quite a few coastal towns in Portugal, motorhomes aren't allowed to park near the beaches. So we have about a 20-minute walk. That means we need to make sure we're going well stocked. Luckily, this is a really beautiful area and there's plenty on the walk to keep us entertained and motivated.
Really, isn't she? Is it? She's so very still.
If you follow the Google Maps route to the beach, it'll take you along the road. But if you take the side paths, there's a lot more to see. Look, what have we found, guys?
We found a fossil!
Yeah, let's have a look.
Dad found it, technically.
That's cool, man.
I was actually looking for dinosaur footprints.
And you found a fossil instead. Yeah. And our destination at the end of the walk? Well, it looked a bit like this. Portuguese coastline is absolutely magnificent. They even have beaches inside their sea caves. Your leg's tired, Ollie? Slight problem though. We're at the top of the cliff and we need to be down on the beach at the bottom. But it's alright. Big bro's on hand to help him out. Today we're heading for Benagil Beach. From here you can catch boat tours to go and tour the sea caves. But we decided to give it a swerve and just enjoy the sea. Because we travel off season, it's often warm but not really hot. So it's really nice that we can actually go to the beach. It's a really hot day and we can properly splash about. It feels like we're having a proper holiday. We entered day 1 in Benagil, salty, sandy, but very happy. And on day 2, we did it all again. But this time we did go to a different beach.
When Armageddon comes from these waves, our little water trench will protect it. We'll be ready.
Really save us.
Oh yeah.
Well done, Berlin.
What about
Are you having fun, Leon?
Yeah. I've been riding the waves.
We're sticking by water and this kid is absolutely in his element. We hung around beach 2 until the sun started to set and the cool breeze in the air started to get a little bit too strong. Everybody else was ready to go, but trying to get Leo out of the sea was a challenge. Who can blame him really? This place is beautiful and we don't often stop in spots by the sea for days on end. One thing you should know about the beaches around Benagil: you don't just have to walk down steep stairs to get to them. You've got to walk back up them as well. And if you're Perry, you've got to do it with a bag and 2 scooters. It's at least a bit lighter than on the way down, since that well-stocked picnic has all been eaten. But in van life, every day is leg day. So we are at the end of our second lovely day. We are at the end of our second lovely day at the beach in Portugal. Everybody's tired. Everybody's covered in sand. Whee! We're heading back to the van. And what night is it tonight, Ollie?
Pizza night! Woo!
We're going back. The boys are going to have pizza. And I am going to attempt to make a vegan paella style dish. Obviously not an authentic paella, but a style.
A movie.
We're going to watch a movie.
Yes, I hope it's going to be a Jungle Book.
Let's wait and see. So the boys are having their pizza and their movie. I have got our paella inspired dish underway. I can't call it paella because I've got no time. I haven't got a proper paella pan. I haven't got proper paella rice. But it's, you know, it's got the style. Is underway, and I am going to have a nice wash to wash our sticky sunny sand day away. Well, that's at least the plan. If I can get the hot water to work, that is. It eventually turns on and the paella is bubbling away, so I'm going for a wash. I come out feeling super fresh and super clean. Yay! So it's taken a long time. Dinner's finally ready, but boys' movie is finished. So before I get to eat it, I've got to put the boys to bed. I actually do love the snuggles and stories of bedtime, but my tummy is rumbling and I am hungry, so hopefully this doesn't take too long.
Good night, Dad.
And we're finally ready to settle down for a good night's sleep. And when they're finally asleep, my lovely paella-inspired dish is waiting for dinner. And also my lovely husband, who's been waiting so patiently. What's the verdict?
Very nice.
Good. Come out okay?
Very flavoursome, yeah.
Lovely.
Love it.
After 2 lovely days at the beaches round Benagil, our next stop has a slightly different vibe. We are going to Lisbon. We've got a few things to sort out first, though. Doing our first diesel top-up since Morocco. Look at his face. He looks worried.
€1.60 we're paying here.
€1.60.
Which is cheapest to what we've seen compared to along in Portugal, because it's about €1.70. We were filling up for about £1 a litre.
£1 a litre in Morocco.
And this girl likes to drink.
He's talking about the van, not me. Just to clarify.
She guzzles the gas oil.
So how much did it hurt? How bad was it?
It was back to the alley, I guess, for us. Because, €100 gave us 61 litres. But back in Morocco, I was just asking for 100 litres because it was costing £100. So with 40 litres, better off in Morocco.
That's just one good point about van life Morocco. We could name more. One thing Morocco and Portugal do have in common is their toll roads. These things are everywhere. Not too long later though, we have arrived at a lovely park up. Again, we're near a beach, but this time we're right next to Lisbon. So we arrived last night at this great park up actually on the edge of Lisbon. I was a little bit nervous about parking around Lisbon because there's some very mixed reviews of the park up spots. Some people saying they've had, you know, some trouble, some hassle, some break-ins, but we stayed here last night. It was really peaceful. The police have been around this morning kind of patrolling and just generally keeping an eye on things. There's loads of other vans here. And today our plan is to spend a bit of time exploring Lisbon. And we're right by a train station to make it easy.
Here we go. Ready for our day out in Lisbon. You ready?
We're ready.
Let's do this.
They look like butter wouldn't melt on public transport, don't they?
Keeping themselves occupied on the train. One's reading Harry Potter, the other one is Elsa.
You can get around Lisbon by train, bus, metro and tram, but don't ask me to explain the ticket system. We couldn't figure it out. We've run into a little dilemma. We can't quite figure out how the Portuguese train, tube, tram ticket system works. We tried our ticket and it won't let us on the kind of tube, metro. So now we're trying to figure out what we need to buy to be able to do that. And while he does that, I've got something else I need to take care of. My phone's still not working. Okay, I think I've also found a Leica stand so I can actually get a SIM so I can use my phone while we're travelling. Hooray! If you've watched my last video, you will know that my SIM is broken after returning from Morocco. So I have been phoneless for a little while. For this, so this lasts for €10, lasts for 30 days or 20 gigs, right?
Yeah.
Would it work in Spain as well?
Yes.
It will?
Yeah.
So I just pay €10. That sounds like it's exactly what I need. Thank goodness. Phone sorted, tickets sorted, and we are on our way into Lisbon City. Lisbon is a beautiful city, but one tip that I would give anyone exploring cities with kids is have a place to aim for. Meandering aimlessly is too much. So for today, our aim is to ride one of these old funicular trains. There are 3 funicular trains in Lisbon, and this one is the oldest, dating back to April 1884. It is actually the least touristy of the 3 funicular trains. However, it was also the easiest to walk to with the boys. If you have ridden the metro and have a Lisboa card, then they are free to ride. However, if you don't have one, it's £4, which is pretty pricey because it's a really quick ride up the hill. Given that Lisbon is such a hilly city, these are still used regularly by locals to help them get around. But for us, it was a great way to break up wandering around the city because we have an absolute train nut in the family. And then, of course, we couldn't miss the opportunity to stop at one of Lisbon's beautiful coffee shops. And the boys got to try their very first pastel del nata.
Boing, boing, boing. Boing,
Is it springy?
boing, boing, yeah.
Coffee, cakes and a game of Uno. What more can you want for quality family time?
No, I come on. Can I go first?
We take the scenic route back to the train station and then we're back on the train on the way home.
Keep dying.
They held it together so well on the train, they just can't keep it in anymore. It all comes out in one big, wild, stick-ridden blur.
Frozen meets Mortal Kombat.
Day 2 in Lisbon starts peacefully enough with coffee and cuddles in bed. And today's explorations, we're not taking the train. This time, we're walking. It's another hot day in Lisbon. And I was hoping we were going to make 2 stops today, but realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. But the first one turns out to be beautiful enough, it doesn't actually matter that much. We are making our way to Belém Tower. Belém Tower is a 16th century fortification located on the outskirts of Lisbon. Above everything else I can tell you about this place, it is beautiful, and so are the parks surrounding it. We would have loved to go inside and explore, but unfortunately the bridgeway to the entrance was closed while we were there, owing to bad weather. It looked pretty glorious to me. So we were doomed to spend our day lying in the sun, enjoying this beautiful location while a violinist played in the background and we had a picnic. Okay, it wasn't so bad after all.
We're at the top of the castle, look. We're at the top.
At least Elsa got to explore this beautiful replica castle they have. Of all the cities we visited, I think Lisbon may be one of our favourites, and we'd happily come back again.
Thank you for watching our video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Goodbye.